let's talk about how we give an eye and a brain to sensors. What I want to bring up on my phone is this is actually a picture of a parking lot of a data center facility. Now, the first thing to just note is you can ignore the red lines. That they were actually photoshopped just to show where the infrared beams are, since the infrared beams are actually invisible to the naked eye. So they explored two solutions. And those two solutions were either one, creating a physical barrier and constructing a physical fence, but they found that just to be too expensive. So number two was to put cameras with motion detection. Now, motion detection comes pretty much standard in your typical security camera, but the problem with motion detection, especially when it's pointing outside, is that there are so many environmental factors and so much movement that it is very difficult for a camera to be able to pick up what is a relevant and non-relevant alert. If you see a lot of customer reviews for many products, the big complaint is too many false positives and too many false negatives. So even with the types of situations where I can adjust sensitivity, adjust activity zones and things like that, it is still very difficult to decipher that if a squirrel runs by across the road or if it just suddenly rains very hard. There's still those things that can trigger it. So how did they fix this? They turned to us to look at perimeter security. So the way that we do it is now they set up perimeter security around the access that they want to protect, and it's connected directly to the camera so that anytime anyone crosses it, it will trigger the camera to do a variety of things. It will be able to send many types of notifications such as push, email, MMS, or you can have it trigger a recording. Or basically program it so that way everything is targeted. Just to give you an example of the different types of notifications, this is my driveway, and so I have perimeter beams that are set on the driveway because that's the entry point. And so when the USPS driver breaches those beams, it sends me a push notification, but it also sends me an email alert with a picture attachment. So I know exactly at what time someone breached it and crossed it, and I have an archive of that image just in case I need to use it for any type of reason later. Now, if they cross, then again, when they reach the porch, we have another set of beams, and that is the same USPS person that is dropping off a package. So that way now I know at that time I have a package that is in the porch. So when I talk about beams, I don't want you to think that it's limited to just perimeter beams. If you imagine there are a variety of different sensors out there, door sensors, window sensors, PIR, motion detections, things like that. Our technology allows you to be able to connect any type of sensor to the camera so that now you're giving those eyes and that intelligence to the camera itself. The thing that I want to address as well is when we think about security monitoring, a lot of companies are focused on protecting the premises. So you'll see a lot of areas, a lot of businesses, even homes, where they'll have door sensors and window sensors that are around their premises that are attached to an alarm panel or some sort of a notification system. What we like to do is we focus on primarily how do we augment and how do we improve traditional security systems. And the way that we do that is when I showed you with the perimeter beams, is now by focusing on the outskirts of the perimeter. Because in a traditional setting, if someone breaks into my home or breaks into my premises and these door sensors, these window sensors, or the alarm triggers, it's too late. They're already inside. Exactly. They're already inside the premises. So why not bring that out and identify the vulnerable entry points of the premises so that anytime someone even steps foot onto it, I'll already have that notification. I'll be aware of who is even snooping around my property so that it will give me more of a chance to be able to take action.